Hey there, so you produce Afrohouse and you want to know how to mix and master your productions real fast and easy without all the technical complicated jargons. I'm going to show you some simple steps you can take to get a clean and polished mix. Now that does not mean you're going to replace a professional mixing engineer, of course not. This tutorial is just to help you out if you're stuck and you want to get that professional, clean and clear production that you hear from your favorite Afrohouse DJs and producers. So if you're new, hit the subscribe button down below and let's get started. All right, so I'm going to play this chorus section. This is unmixed. So there are three main things we're going to do to get that professional sounding Afro house production. The first we're going to do is clean up the mod, which simply means we're going to high pass a lot of the sounds in here. Then we're going to pan to open up the mix. And then finally, we're going to make it loud and punchy. So I'm going to come to the drums. I'm going to solo the drums. And I'm going to highlight the drum elements and then link it to the mixer. You can already have a link to the mixer. You can simply press Command L or Control L to link to the mixer. So I have this right here. So I'm going to create a bus by holding Command and Shift and left clicking each one, then an empty insert as well. Then right click, come to track routing, and then come to either route selected to this track only, or you can create submix. Either one is fine. So I'm going to do route selected to this track only, and then I'll simply rename this as the drum bus. Okay. Then what I'm going to do here is real simple. I'm going to come right here with FL Studio's parametric EQ, and I'm going to remove some of the low end. Okay, so now you have to be careful how much low end you remove, especially if you are mixing on smaller speakers. Okay, now a guide I'll give is typically between 20 to 30 hertz. Okay, so I'm going to right click, type high pass, order, and step 6. Now you may not hear the difference if you're mixing with smaller speakers or speakers that do not have much bass, but trust me, something is happening in there. Okay, so I'm going to put this at somewhere around 30 to 35, okay? And make sure you have linear phase mode turned on. If I turn it off, see, I already have some loss of punch. If you're listening to this on bigger speakers or speakers with lots of bass, you can hear that I already lost a little bit of body, so I'm going to relax it maybe to about 30 hertz. Now, the honest truth is that you're definitely going to lose a little bit of weight, but you don't want to do too much that is very obvious, okay? You want to minimize how much you lose so that you can get more clarity from your drums, okay? Then I'm going to come to my melodies and then simply do the same thing. So this is my melody. Now, unlike the drums where I can just simply use a bus and roll them off, melodies behave differently, okay? You have to go into each one and adjust, okay? So for example, I can solo this. You can already have an EQ in here, but you can just assume that this is a production decision, okay, not necessarily a mixing decision. So I can come right here and then use Fruity Parametric EQ. Then again, type high pass. Now we can do step 8 so that it's more, a little bit harder because it's not a bass sound. It's not going to create any resonance or any, distortion. So again, you don't want to do so much where it changes the sound. You just want to do just enough that as soon as you hear a difference, back up a little bit. Hey there, before we go any further, I want to let you know that I do offer one-on-one private coaching where I'll teach you personally how to make beats or how to mix and master professionally. So all you have to do is contact this WhatsApp number on your screen and let's get to know each other and see how I can help you achieve the goal and the results that you actually want. So without wasting any more time, let's get back to the lesson. All right, so we have that fixed. Then we'll come to this next guy. I'm going to also come. You can see when this was produced, there was some cuts on the low end. So that's why it sounds really clean. But it's going to sound even cleaner when we're done. So I'm going to, again, I pass step 8. Again, you don't want to do this in solo. You want to do this like in combination with other sounds. So I can clean this up somewhere around here. I'm going to turn on my drums so I can keep going with my drums playing. Then I can come to the other sound. Again, use an EQ to clean it up. Now, if you are confused, maybe you just simply can't hear much of a difference, you can turn on the analyzer in here, click this drop down, come to heat map, enabled, enhanced precision and high precision as well. It will actually show you where the core frequencies are. But remember to use your ears, do not use your eyes when mixing. Okay, your eyes is just for guidance. Okay, but your ears make the final decision. Then I'll come to the next sound. Again, use an EQ. This is for the bass. I'm going to load all my effects after any other effects. Okay, so I'm going to come to EQ. And you can see we have a lot of bass. So same thing I did with the drums. I'm going to target around 20 to 30 hertz. Although it depends on the kind of bass you're using. Some bass can even allow you go as far as 50 hertz. The guide here is just cut as much as you can, but when you notice a change, back off a little bit. Okay, but when you're using smaller speakers or speakers that don't have a lot of bass, it can be tricky. So maybe use headphones for bass. And let's not forget to have linear phase mode on. Then we turn this. Then okay, I think all we have left are sound effects. So for sound effects, they're not really a priority because they're not still long enough for them to be a problem. But if there's anyone that just sounds too heavy, sure, feel free to cut them out. Now, if you notice my drums, let's come back to the drums now real quick. Now, aside from the loop, which has like a stereo feel, you can hear it moving left and right, our actual drums, they sound actually quite close to the middle, which is not bad, but I can pan the percussions a little bit. So like for example, I can come to the perk, move it a little bit left. This just open up the drums a little bit more so that it sounds, a little bit wide. Now the guide of when panning percussion is typically, again, since you're not trying to mix like a professional mixing engineer, you're trying to get clean and decent results. The guide for mixing percussions in Afrohouse or even most Afro genres is most times you don't want to go above 30 to 40%. Okay, obviously you can go beyond or below that, but that's just a guide for you not to be too technical. Okay, so you can hear that it sounds a lot more open that way. So let's come to our chords. Now your chords can stay in the center and that's fine, or you can pan it to the left or right. More will make you pan it to the left or right, depends. Do you have like supporting sounds in there? For example, I have a chord layer here. I can pan them in opposite direction because they're literally playing the same thing. Okay, by the same thing I mean like the same chords and they have similar pacing, similar rhythms. Okay, so opposite direction. You can go again as far as for main melodies anywhere between 10 to 40-50%. Okay, so you just want to make sure that it doesn't sound so weighted on one ear. You should feel like it's kind of balanced at any point when you listen to it. Then we can come to the ambient as well. Ambient can go even further, typically between 30 to 50, 60, even 70%. So for example, I can pan this all the way. I'm not hearing it so much, so I can simply increase it from either the channel rack, and if it's maxed out, you can simply add the compressor and then you can increase the gain. Then the next sound. As we all know, bass stays in the middle, okay? For the most part, bass typically stays in the middle. You don't need to pan it left or right. So before I make it loud and punchy, here's how it sounds when it's unmixed. And this is how it sounds after the first two steps. Perfect. Hey there, so just a quick one. If you're finding this tutorial helpful, I want to let you know that we also offer structured courses that you can learn step by step if you're trying to learn how to make beats or you're trying to learn how to mix and master. What you have to do is check out our website, sctuts.com, and you also earn your certification when you complete the course successfully. The course comes with materials and resources that will help you learn, and what you'll be getting will be straight results so you can make bangers or even make killer mixes. So if you're interested, don't forget to visit our website, sctuts.com, and check out our available courses. It's 100% online and you get to learn at your own pace in your own time. Simply visit our website once again, sctuts.com, and get started today. All right, so let's get back to the lesson. So now we're going to come to the master bus and we're going to add some plugins to make it sound more exciting. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to add, I'm going to come right here and I'm going to use Fruity Saturn. Now this is not a stock plugin, it's a third-party plugin, but I really like how it sounds. FL Studio does have the equivalent, but I just prefer this one. So you can already hear how heavy it makes our production sound if I turn it off. And you can simply increase the drive if you want more. Obviously, we don't want that distortion effect. Next thing I'm going to add is Fab Filter Pro L2. This will help us get maximum loudness. So I'm going to simply increase the gain and then come right here to output and reduce it to like -1. Now it's going to get pretty loud, so brace yourself. Okay, that sounds quite loud. Now, how do we know how loud it is? That's where we're going to get our loudness meter. You can use Yulin, which is free, or you can also use waves if you have waves. Come right here to waves, click this drop down. Let's look for waves loudness meter stereo. Yep. Now we're going to be concerned with two main numbers in here, okay, which is the LUFS, the momentary LUFS, and the true peak. One is to hit around -1, it could be -0.5, -1.2, -2. It should just be in the negative for the most part. Then for the LUFS, we want it to be between -7 to -10 LUFS. Okay, again, this is just a range, okay? So we want to hit most of that. So I'm going to press play. If this is too loud or too low, I'm going to simply adjust this, okay? So you can see I'm hitting -5, which is quite loud. I'm going to relax a little bit. So I'm even hitting -4, which is still too loud. So I'm going to come and then reduce it some more. Now I'm currently hitting -6, which could be better. So I'm going to come right here, reduce it some more. So we should be good now. Perfect. Now, the idea here is when you get this right in the loudest part of your production, most times, which is the chorus, it's going to sound good everywhere else. So if I come to the verse, you can hear that it still sounds clean and clear. And when I turn off the effects on the master, so if I turn them off, this is how it sounds. You can hear that it's not very exciting at all. But when I turn it back on, you can hear that it sounds much better and cleaner. You can hear the punch, you can hear the weight in the song. And that's pretty much it. How to quickly mix and master your Afrohouse production. Again, there could be much more things you can do to get that professional level mixing and mastering quality, but this is just for producers who want to get that quick mixing and mastering done. I'll be releasing some in-depth tutorials on how to mix and master Afrohouse professionally in the upcoming videos. But I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe for more tutorials, tips, and tricks. Cheers.